It's been a long time since we talked. Maybe we never did, but here we are. Just a quick reminder on this cloudy day. You got this, it's gonna be okay.
Hey everybody, this is Whit Whitman and I'm here with Pippa Blackmore. Don't confuse that with Blackburn, which I just did and had to start over, but here we are. And I
Hey,
just want to say, how are you doing today, Pippa?
I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, if I was any better, I'd have to sit on my hands to keep from waving at everyone. But
I'll do it for you.
everybody will jazz hands. So we're here today because this interview is about upcoming actors, people that I've worked with, people that graduated from some of my classes. And, let's tell everyone before we met, and I believe we met on a natural. That was the first movie we were on that I was producing, and you came in and tell me this before we met, what was your background in acting?
I did a lot of acting at school, and I went to college and did drama and acting, and then I went to university, which is from the ages of about 18 to 22, and I did acting, but alongside teaching. And then I just fell into teaching. And then COVID came along, so quite a long time later. I started teaching in 1997, and everything stopped. And my daughter and I started doing a podcast, a Harry Potter podcast, and we started doing sketches together. She was that much older, and suddenly I thought, I really miss this. I really want to go back to acting. So I quit teaching completely and thought, okay, now what do I do? I've been doing acting, been out of it for a long time. Do I go back to school to do it? Do I do evening classes? I was umming and ahhing. And then I came across a Facebook page that said about an actors retreat in Kentucky. So my family were like, that's nuts. That isn't actually happening. That's a cult or it is as a scam. And I was like, yeah, well, let me just check. So I managed to chat with you. So I knew you were real. I even managed to chat with Melissa. So I knew that somebody else going was real. And I bought a plane ticket. In fact, I got on three planes. And then somebody called Derek picked me up from the airport, who we'd just met, who's lovely. So he was obviously on that tour, but I didn't
Derek
know him then.
McMahon, yeah.
And then we drove about 3 hours to Possum Trot, and I turned off as the only English person. And they were like, "What, you've just come all?" And I was like, "Yeah." For about, I think I did about 4 5 days. I didn't want to commit to the whole lot just in case, but also I didn't want to do just a couple of days. Well, it was the best experience of my entire life. And I think
Oh,
I've said that numerous times.
well,
It
you,
really was. We slept, we ate, we filmed all on this Wild West set, and so we bonded immediately. There, I don't think many people knew each other. I think it was the first time as well that you'd had instructors come on. So they were kind of like feeling their way as well. But it was incredible because it was on the set experience.
and
And
how
when
many
you,
how many of those people do you still talk to today?
oh gosh, well, I was talking to Darren literally, was it yesterday, day before? I talked to John, I talked to Melissa, I talked to Loretta, I talked to Damaris, I talked to Catherine. Um, I am still Facebook friends and Instagram friends with lots of others. So, gosh, I hope I haven't missed anybody else out.
Well,
Uh,
there were a lot. There were a lot of people there. So
yeah,
now let's talk about after the experience. So you
yeah,
came to America. I know you had to try things like sloppy joes, which you still don't like, and things along that line. But Was there a food that you did like that surprised you? Oh, it was a certain type of, was it ranch?
That's yeah, ranch dressing. And then we can get it in England in some places, but it isn't widely available. And so when I go to America, I literally bring back loads if I've got a cabin luggage.
Loads of ranch.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely love that. Yeah.
and so, I mean, you kind of already answered what most of my question is. What surprised you? What was it like? Whatever. But how did it help with acting? Like you came back and now you're ready to go. I mean, where's that going today for you? I mean, that was 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
Yeah.
3 years ago. Yeah.
Was it 3 years ago? Gosh. Yeah, but must have been. I mean, I've done two more with you since then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I came back and it really did. It ignited something in me. I think I knew if I went, it would either be actually it's not for me, or wow, and it really ignited something massive in me. So and I just started creating my own content from that. What also came out of that particular retreat was a conversation with Darren Lee Cup about because they were trying their English accents about Mary Poppins and about the fact I'd be a nanny, and then I was talking about assassins. So the idea for my screenplay came out of that. Nanny Kills, and it's taken me 2 years to get it to where I'm ready now to start going down that road of filming. So that is a huge thing that's come out of
Now,
there.
I heard that you won a contest or something like that with yours.
Yeah, the New York Script Awards,
Oh
um,
man.
which is amazing, and it's been a finalist and in about 11 other festivals. And I'm so sorry, let me turn that off. Why that went off my phone? It is on silent. Um, and yeah, so and that's doing really well. And it's something that I spoke to with Darren actually a couple of days ago that I want to use if they will come on board. A lot of people from that very first retreat because
Wouldn't that
they
be
helped me. So
great?
like you, like Omo, like Darren, like John, like Al, like Melissa, because actually this is what it's about. This is you guys gave me that, and yeah, so that was huge. I also have done some short films. I've got another one coming up actually, which I'm filming in December, and I obviously went back and did Homeless for the holidays in the January, and then Unnatural 2.
Well, we almost
And
froze to death on Homeless for the Holidays. That
that
was
was very, very cool. But again, although that was a different one, it was still a lot of fun because we were still staying together. And I was working very closely with John. So had an incredible mentor then in terms of most of our scenes were together. And that film, we could add some improvisation. So that really was, and which I love.
so we talk about everything we've done and everything we're doing. Let's talk about something that everyone kind of wants to know about is acting. Like, tell me about your craft and where you were and when you got there and where you're going now with that. Like, let's talk about acting.
Yeah, well, I did a lot of theatre acting mainly when I was younger and not TV or film. I think I did one bit of it at university. And then when I came over, I thought, no, actually, I do want to go into the film acting business more. And and I learned a lot on set etiquette and vocabulary, which is great, but also things like the self-tape auditions, just how to get into a character quickly, reading between the lines. So there was a lot of, but it was on the set experience. That is pivotal. You can't buy that. That is just because it's different going to a class and sitting there. This was actually on the set and if you had an issue, everybody was there to help you to
Yeah.
say, well, actually, why don't we? I remember in Unnatural 2, us all sitting around in a circle and trying to help one of the other members to really get into their character, and everybody's just so supportive.
Yeah.
So I then came back from that with more confidence. Um, and and the same with going and with homeless, I developed even more confidence with my acting, and I thought, yeah, you know what, this
You
is
know, one of the things that I tell people all the time, there's three parts of being an actor. The first one is actually learning your craft of acting. And the third one, and we've discussed both of these, is the business
yeah,
of networking and acting. But where people forget that's another skill is performing in front of cameras.
yeah.
And
And you taught us that, and it wasn't just stand there. It was actually you need to cheat to the camera to achieve this effect. Um,
and know
or
what kind of lenses are on the camera so you know what type of acting you need to do.
absolutely, and that was really critical. Yeah, and that was through all three retreats actually. That you, Omo, the sound guy, you know, I remember homeless having the mics and him saying, "Well, this is because such and such, but we don't need it for this one," and you know, so it was a real. We didn't just learn about acting; it was also behind the scenes, and it was who else is involved. So yes, I know that was fantastic.
And I believe you hit on it earlier when you said it's all about building confidence. Because if you're confident on a set, you can do your best acting.
Yeah,
Where if you're always worried about where the lights are and where the camera's at,
yeah.
it can be a little overwhelming, I
Well, I
think.
remember the first uh, time that I was acting on Our Natural, and it was the first time I ever met Al Snow, and I think it was one of the first scenes that you filmed. And I had to get on a horse, and then I fell, and then I had to get off the horse. I had to be helped with that, and then and I was so nervous. But then if I look at myself on Homeless and Our Natural 2, the confidence has built up so much more.
Because you know where to stand and you know what's happening. You know that somebody's going to put a mic in your face and the camera's going to be right here, you know.
Yeah.
And you
I think,
just
yeah. And also, you know, something I think it was John that said to me, he said, well, you would say, and I think you have as well, your actor would say, needs to listen. So your character has to listen to what's being said, and the response should be natural.
yeah. One of the things I tell all my new students is when somebody says something to you, make it look in your head, like repeat it in your own head.
Yeah.
Hey, Pippa, how are you doing? And then, you know, take that moment to go, oh, I just listened to you. Then I respond, right?
Yeah, it should all be natural. It should all be that you are in your character and you are listening and responding to what the other person is saying. So, and I felt more, say, with Homeless the Holidays and Unnatural 2, I could do that more because I wasn't as nervous. And I think because there was more to play with, possibly. But
Well, you
yeah, so,
definitely had bigger roles in those, that's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, but
So, no, continue, continue.
I was going to say, and so since then, in the gaps when I'm not kind of like with you, I've done so much more. I've created a lot of my own content constantly. I've now got a big social media following. I'm big on Instagram, TikTok. I post quite a lot. I've written more screenplays. My daughter and I are in the middle of, we're halfway through, we've written and we're acting every single character. It's a fan fiction based on Criminal Minds, and we play about 40 characters. And we're editing, filming everything of that ourselves. We're in the middle of doing that. I also have got like my new show reel, which is really good, using clips from Homeless and Unnatural One. Um, and yeah, I just feel more confident. As I say, I'm producing a lot of my own content now.
So what would you say to an actor who's like, I don't know, am I gonna like this? Whatever. What advice would you give somebody who doesn't have that confidence yet? Like, what made you woo wee?
Sorry, I'm
What,
plugging my computer.
oh, what made you get on a plane, take three planes here? What why did you need to know this? What is the confidence that you, what is the risk of getting into acting?
That's a tough one because I am a very determined person. So, and with acting, you've got to be in it for the long run. Don't, it's not something that you think, oh, overnight successful with it. You've got to love it. And if you're not sure, then that's the time to do one of these retreats for 1, 2, 3 days.
Sorry about that. Someone's called me too. Let me just pause that. We can clip some of this out too. So
Right.
maybe we
Yeah,
will.
I think if you're, I, for me, it was, if I didn't do this, would I regret it? And it was, well, I think I have to go for it because I don't believe in regrets. I believe that you really should, we have one life, you really should go for this. And I've never met such supportive people. I really haven't. You guys, I would call my closest friends. I have a couple of local close friends, but you guys, I know that if I was to come over to America, it would be like, oh, Whit, are you free for this? Or John, can I see this? Melissa, you know what I mean? It's just that sort of a family.
Yeah, I think no matter how you go through life, you got to find your tribe,
Yeah,
and that's what we try to do.
yeah, and I think that's when I realized that I did suddenly find my tribe because yeah, I've never been kind of like conventional and down one route. I have a quirky sense of humor. I have an offbeat type, but you guys got that. And
Mhm.
not many people, and it was great just to sit around the campfire at night, toasting marshmallows and just laughing.
Well, good. Well, I don't want this. We could talk forever. I know you and
Yeah.
I could. So I'm going to ask you my last question. What are you doing now? What are you working on? And where can we find you on social media? I know you've talked about it, but let's get that in there.
Okay, well, I've actually just finished a 48-hour film challenge, which is going to be screened at our local cinema tomorrow, actually. So it'll be the first time I've seen that. So that's good. I'm
Woo!
working on a short film. Yes, exactly. Which hopefully I'll be filming that December. Um, I Nanny Kills. I will be reaching out to Uwit, to Omo, for your support and help, and to others because I do want that to move places. I really do. I am messaging a lot of. I've got done a pitch video and a my show was up to date, and my ultimate ultimate dream role, okay, you ready for this? Would be as an unsub on Criminal Minds
Oh, that'd be great.
or as a serial killer on Dexter.
That would be wonderful too.
That I would absolutely love that. So I've done pitches which I've sent off to the Criminal Minds and the Dexter crew and said that's what I'm working on at the moment. Um, I am, as I said, I'm quite busy on social media. My handle is at Pip the Brit 5.
Hip the Brit 5. We'll put
Pip the Brit came
all
out of the retreat.
oh well, we will put everything. I don't know what social media it is, but we'll put everything here where you can find
Thank you.
Pippa, either on the bottom to the side, who
Yeah.
knows? But this is the last thing, last piece of advice for anybody who wants to get into acting and go.
Give it a shot. And with the retreats, you have a part, you have a family around you, you have knowledge, and you have all different experiences. That's what was key. So give it a try. But also know that this is for the long run. And also you have to put the work in. You have to want this. And as Whit said earlier, it is a business. You have to promote yourself. And we're not very good at promoting ourselves. Well, we're not as British people. We really aren't. But I now say, I can do this. You know, I'm writing to these people. I'm going to be on Criminal Minds. I'm going to be on Dexter. I'm going to be on the British equivalents as well because I can do that. And that's what those retreats gave me, that confidence.
Well, thank you so much, Pippa.
You're awesome, don't forget you've made it farther than you thought yet. When you fall, the sky's still blue, so whatever you do, be the best you. Be the best you.